Hello and namaste, my name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm doing a Canada Q&A. Now, if you remember, I put out a community post on my YouTube channel, in which I asked you guys to send me questions that you have on Canada. You guys sent to me over 100 questions. So I have selected 15 questions which are going to be extremely relevant as of today, and I'm going to be answering them specifically for you. And without much further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, before I jump into the video, I quickly want to tell you that there is something very exciting happening today. Unacademy is hosting their YouTube festival, which is free of cost for you to attend. You heard me right. Unacademy is having their YouTube festival for CA people, and it's happening for all three levels: CA Foundation, CA Intermediate, and CA Final. And you can absolutely go and watch the videos for free. They're going to be covering a lot of topics, a lot of strategies. They're going to be solving past year papers with you. They're going to be taking your strategies to pass your exam the next time you take them. And also they'll be covering a lot of fun topics like, is math required? Can you do CA as an average student? Etc, etc, etc. I highly recommend that you guys go and check the links out in my description box. And if you're wondering what Unacademy is, then here's a quick intro. Unacademy is one of India's largest online educators, and they have recently ventured into CA education, in which they are getting great teachers at reasonable prices for you guys. Also, it is one-time subscription and you get access to everything. So there's unlimited access. You can download those classes. You can attend live classes and ask your questions in the live classes if you have any doubts. The class sizes are relatively small and you have extreme convenience. You can attend these classes from wherever you are and you can do them whenever you want to. The first question is from Simranjeet Singh. How many years does an Indian CA have to spend in Canada to get settled in Canada? This is an answer that I'm giving according to my experience. I think anywhere between 3 to 5 years is what you'll ideally take. And by settling down, I mean getting a good job, getting your own house, getting your car. मेरे हिसाब से सेटल तब होता है आदमी जब उसको हर तरीके से कंफर्टेबल फील हो, जब आप साल में अपनी हॉलीडेज अफोर्ड कर सको, जब आप साल में एक बार इंडिया जा सको, घर खरीद सको, गाड़ी ले सको. According to me, that is the definition of feeling settled. So I think you will take anywhere between 3 to 5 years. किसी का एक साल में भी हो जाता है. The next question is from Riddhi Raj, and he asks, is the winter of Canada unbearable for Indians? And Nadia is asking, can asthma patients survive there? Now, I know a lot of you have asked this question and I want to be clear on this. The weather is not unbearable. You heard me right, the weather is not unbearable. I'm from Calcutta और Calcutta का weather बहुत humid है. Toronto में summers होते हैं तो मुझे really लगता है कि मैं Calcutta आ गई हूँ. इतनी ज़्यादा गर्मी होती है. The temperature is above 30 degrees for good 3 months. Winters उतना ज़्यादा ठंडा नहीं होता है. एक बहुत ही बड़ा misconception है कि ओ Canada रह रहे हो, it's going to be extremely cold, आप तो polar bear हो जाओगे. गलत बात है. सबसे पहले तो आपकी सेंट्रलाइज हीटिंग है, तो आपको बहुत ज्यादा विंटर फील होनी नहीं है. मोस्टली जो बड़े सिटीज हैं उनके अंदर पाथ बना हुआ है, तो जैसे टोरंटो है ना, उसमें आपका एक अंडरग्राउंड रास्ता बनाया हुआ है पूरा मॉल्स के जैसे. अब तो पैंडेमिक में शायद वो बंद है या यूज नहीं हो रहा होगा उतना, बट इन रेगुलर टाइम्स वो पूरा एक अंडरग्राउंड रास्ता बनाया हुआ है जो कि ट्रेन लाइन से कनेक्टेड है, जो कि बस लाइन से कनेक्टेड है और जो कि बिल्डिंग्स से भी कनेक्टेड है. तो आपको बाहर आने की बिल्कुल जरूरत ही नहीं है. आप अंडरग्राउंड में ही सब कुछ कर सकते हो. स्टोर्स हैं, उसके अंदर शॉप्स हैं, खाने पीने की जगह है. स्नो कभी कभार होता है, डेफिनेटली. हम जहाँ रहते हैं वहां पे बहुत कम स्नो होता है. इस साल अभी तक खाली एक प्रॉपर स्नो हुआ है क्रिसमस के टाइम पे. उसके पहले तो अभी तो कोई स्नो भी नहीं है इतना ज्यादा. एंड यू डोंट हैव टू बी क्लीनिंग स्नो. Asthma patients survive here. Absolutely, the pollution levels are very low. That's why your asthma will not get irritated or agitated. So you will be able to survive here. This question is from Anshul. Racism in Canada in jobs and your overall experience. So Anshul, I've also lived in US before this, and I have to say the racism that I've experienced in the US is way more than you experience in Canada. In Canada, it is very common to see colored people having higher posts. In fact, in my own company, the director of finance is an Indian guy. He's from India, and वो अभी यहाँ पे director of finance है, head of finance है. वो possible है Canada में. मुझे वो उतना US में नहीं दिखता है जितनी diversity मुझे Canada में दिखती है. Have I faced racism? No, not at all. My experience in Canada has been extremely pleasant. I have faced a lot of it in the US. और Canada मेरे लिए polar opposite है. Next question is from Shanti, who asks, is getting job in Canada really difficult for 0 to 5 experience, for 0 to 5 years experience? Now, honestly, right now, I would say it's not the time to move to Canada. I'm not trying to be discouraging, I'm just giving you the real facts. Unemployment is record high. There are people who are already sitting here with Canadian experience who are looking for jobs. And so in these times, if you move into Canada, आपको jobs मिलने का chances बहुत कम हो जाता है. Because there are already people with local experience जो यहाँ पर jobs ढूंढ रहे हैं. I think इस pandemic situation को थोड़ा settle down होने दीजिए, उसके बाद decide and consider and then accordingly move. The next one is from Apurva, who asks, if you are an Indian CA, what are the fields or areas where you can find jobs? हर वो फील्ड इजी है जिसमें आपने ऑलरेडी काम किया है. अगर आपने टैक्स में इंडिया में काम किया है तो आपके लिए यहाँ टैक्स इजी है. इफ यू वर्कड इन ऑडिट, आपके लिए यहाँ ऑडिट इजी है. इफ यू वर्कड इन रिपोर्टिंग, आपके लिए यहाँ रिपोर्टिंग इजी है. एनीथिंग दैट यू हैव एक्सपीरियंस इन, यू विल फाइंड ईजियर टू मूव इनटू हियर. And there are decent opportunities. People understand what Indian CA is. There are decent opportunities. There's a lot of respect for our work and our education. So you will be able to find an opportunity. The next one is from Karan, who asks, what is the work-life balance in Canada? So here's my take on it. I think the first 2-3 years that you entered, you will have a little bit of hours, extra hours going in. मेरे साथ भी हुआ था when I moved to the US. The first few years were tough because the work culture is different, the expectations at work are different, and everything that you're working on is new. You've not studied all of this stuff. So obviously to expect कि आप 8 घंटे डालोगे वो गलत है, क्योंकि 8 घंटे कौन डाल रहा है? जिसने वो पढ़ाई की है. सपोज आपने यहाँ से कॉलेज की है, आपने यहाँ से पढ़ाई की है, आपने पूरे कनेडियन लॉज रेगुलेशंस पढ़े और आपने यहाँ इंटर्नशिप की है, तब आप 8 घंटे डालना आपके लिए एक्सपेक्टेड है, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट लर्निंग एनीथिंग ऑन द जॉब. सो इफ यू आर समबडी हु इज लर्निंग everything on the job, that's what most immigrants do. मैंने भी सब कुछ काम पे ही सीखा. You will have to put in more than those 8 hours initially. लेकिन उसके बाद आपकी लाइफ बहुत ही सेटल टाइप हो जाती है. आपको इतने ज्यादा आवर्स नहीं करने पड़ते हैं. मुझे अभी नॉर्थ अमेरिका में यूएस और कनाडा मिला के मुझे अभी 5 years होने वाला है. एंड आई वुड से एटलीस्ट फॉर द लास्ट 2.5 years आई हैव नॉट बीन डूइंग क्रेजी आवर्स एट ऑल. My hours are very much within 40 hours, और कभी कभी ज्यादा होता है तो फिर कभी कभी कम भी हो जाता है. So there is decent work-life balance, and also ये consideration Canada में थोड़ा ज्यादा है. यहाँ पे Canadians are way more concerned about work-life balance, so you will see that the work-life balance is much better in Canada. The next question is from Pulkit. Which country has provided you the best experience in healthy living? Obviously Canada, Pulkit. That's why it's my home. That's why I bought home here. The next one is from Jatin. If someone gets a job, whether their family will be allowed? Yes, Jatin, you can move your parents on super visa in which they can stay with you for 2 years at a stretch and you can keep renewing it. इसके अलावा आपकी जो भी immediate family है उनको भी PR आप दिलवा सकते हैं, अपने spouse और अपने बच्चों को. Parul is asking, she wants to go to Canada after completing her CA and without giving an exam. How much money will she have to invest? I'm trying to do a minimum expenses वाला video in which I will be talking about कि क्या आपको कितने expenses चाहिए जब आप first initially Canada move करते हो. If you think that's a good idea, please नीचे comment में मुझे बताओ if you think that's a good idea at all. The next question is from Vatsal, who asks, is it easier to get a good job in Canada after CA, Inter and CFA at the age of 29 and 30? Vatsal, it's relatively easier. I would say अगर आप 35 के पहले तक आ जाते हो तो आपके लिए चीजें थोड़ी सी easy होती हैं. Beyond 35, I think it's a little tough. Prakash asks, is saving money good? If yes, then where should one invest? In FD or real estate or gold or mutual funds, or just spend it? So it depends, Prakash, आप कहाँ रह रहे हो. हम ग्रेटर टोरंटो एरिया में रहते हैं. यहाँ पे the real estate is a gold mine, so you obviously have to be investing in the real estate अगर आपको अपने पैसे को जल्दी बढ़ाना है तो. And shameless plug, मैंने अपने real estate story में इसके बारे में डिटेल में बात की है. I'm going to be leaving the link somewhere here, so just check if you're interested. किस तरीके से यहाँ पे real estate increase होता है उसके बारे में जानने के लिए. The next question is from Prince, who asks, is internal audit more of a global field as compared to statutory audit? Prince, overall audit is a global field. इसमें आप कुछ भी करो, whether it's risk consulting, internal audit, statutory audit, ये overall एक global field है. Anjali asks, what is the life in Canada for single women? I have to tell you this, Anjali, very honestly, I have felt extremely safe in Canada. I live in Toronto, I live in Burlington. It's about 30 minutes from Toronto, suburb है Toronto का. और मुझे यहाँ पे हमेशा ही सेफ फील हुआ है. आई एम समबडी हु वेयर्स एवरीथिंग एंड आई गो आउट एट एनी टाइम दैट आई वांट टू, एंड आई हैव नेवर एवर फेल्ट अनसेफ. मैंने अभी तक किसी से सुना भी नहीं है कि उन्हें अनसेफ फील होता है. सो आई हैव नेवर हर्ड एनीथिंग लाइक दिस. इक्के दुक्के इंसिडेंट्स यहाँ वहाँ कभी साल में 1 या 2 बार हुए तो हुए. अदरवाइज आई फील दिस कंट्री इज एक्सट्रीमली सेफ फॉर सिंगल वुमेन. Hetal asks, can you please tell it is good for a US CPA to migrate to Canada without any work experience? Honestly, Hetal, let me give you a very logical answer. अगर आप एक Canadian employer हो और आपके पास कोई US CPA करके आता है, कोई बंदा जिसने इंडिया से पढ़ाई की है और वो US CPA करके आया और उसके पास कोई एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, आप उसको कैसे लोगे? You cannot give somebody like that an opportunity, right? Because आया वो बंदा कनाडा में है, पढ़ाई उसने यूएस सीपीए की है वो इंडिया से. There is just no link, right? Logically doesn't make sense. अगर आपने यूएस सीपीए किया है और उसमें कुछ काम किया है उससे रिलेटेड, then obviously things are easier for you. But अगर नहीं किया है तो चीजें थोड़ी सी मुश्किल हैं. I highly recommend doing CPA Canada and not CPA US. मुझे नहीं पता ये लोग क्यों कहते हैं कि कहीं का भी सीपीए कर लो सेम है. बिल्कुल नहीं है. मैं खुद सीपीए यूएस हूँ, मुझे पता है कि these are two different degrees. और CPA Canada is nowhere close to CPA US in Canada itself. यार लोकल डिग्री की बात अलग होती है. आप इंडिया में CA को थोड़ी ना बीट कर सकते हो. The next question is from Just Study, who asks cost of living and my salary. Now I've already done a video on my salary. I'm going to be linking it up right here, so go and watch it. Cost of living depends completely on the city that you're going to. Like I said, if you guys want me to cover minimum expenses in Toronto as a new immigrant, then let me know in the comments. मैं उसके ऊपर जरूर वीडियो बनाऊंगी. The next one is from Sumit. How and where to apply for job in Canada for CA IPCC? All the job platforms are the same. Indeed, Glassdoor and LinkedIn. That's where you have to go and do all the job applications. Ankita asks, how did you manage to move to Canada? Is it difficult to find accommodation? तो because जब हमने move किया था, हमें relatively अच्छा idea था कि हमें किस city में घर चाहिए, किस area में घर चाहिए. So it was very easy for her. Finding accommodation is not tough. But if you are really looking for a good accommodation, then you may need credit letter, like you may need a reference letter, you may need employment letter. उसके पहले आप Airbnb book कर सकते हो. Nikita is asking about the working hours, work from home and work culture. Honestly, I've already said this. I think the work culture is amazing. कोई आपके private space में intrude नहीं करता है, कोई आपसे बेकार के सवाल नहीं पूछता, कोई आपके ऊपर comment नहीं करता है, आज क्या पहना है, आज इतना मेकअप लगाया है, आज ऐसे तैयार होके आई है, अरे वाह वाह भाभी आ गई, ये सब कोई नहीं करता है. इसलिए मुझे यहाँ पे काम करना बहुत ज्यादा पसंद है. यहाँ पे आप जाते हो, आप अपना काम करते हो and you leave work on time and you go back to your family life. Yanam is asking, is CA articleship experience considered as work experience for Canada PR? I would say put it in. I've put it in. I know many of you put it in, so obviously put it in. हम 40 घंटे काम करते हैं. We work for 40 hours in a week, yaar. So obviously, according to me, it is full-time experience. Gandhimati is asking how many years of experience we need to work in Canada as CA. Well, I'd say 1 to 2 years of home experience is great. If you have 1 to 2 years of experience in India, it's amazing. I would definitely aim for that. Akash is asking minimum earnings required to have a decent lifestyle as a couple and for bachelors also. Akash, there is no end limit. Obviously, आप जितने ज़्यादा पैसे कमाओ उतना अच्छा है. I have friends who are living on minimum wage and their life is not bad at all. वो फिर भी बाहर जा सकते हैं, वो holidays कर सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा बच के चलना पड़ता है, but more likely than not, they are able to survive. And the last question is from Purnima. Is it advisable to prepare CV by a paid expert or a professional? I don't think so. I think आप खाली online जाओ, just Google a template for Canada, get that template and put your information in. You don't need a professional CV writer to move here. Alright guys, so that was it. ये वीडियो ऐसे भी थोड़ा सा लंबा हो गया है, इसीलिए I'm going to be ending the video right here. If you have any more questions for me, please put them down in the comment box below. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, make sure you take care of yourself, stay safe and stay happy. Namaste.